What's up? I'm Elliot.
I'm Phineas.
And we're the Peters Bros, and welcome to our second recap video for the D23 Expo 2017. And here we are going to talk about the live action panel. This panel was action-packed. The first thing that we're going to talk about is the poster is right behind us. A Wrinkle in Time. Disney's A Wrinkle in Time dropped a trailer.
We reacted to it, so go down to the description box and click the link.
There will be a link there.
And we'll talk about it.
Click the link.
So we're not going to talk about it that much here.
Yeah, so
we talked about it there.
It looked really great. I love the book. So you can check out our reaction. Then came Mary Poppins Returns, the long-awaited sequel to the Disney classic Mary Poppins. And Dick Van Dyke may or may not make a special surprise appearance as an older Bert. But they showed some footage from this movie, which is super exciting. I'm excited about it. I think Emily Blunt's gonna be a great Mary Poppins. Of course, she's not gonna come anywhere near Julie Andrews, who was fantastic.
If only they would show us the footage and then not even mention that there was footage, because now we know that there is some, and we don't know what it is. So it's like they're tormenting us.
And now, this one wasn't entirely unexpected, but it's still kind of an odd little announcement. The live-action Dumbo film that kind of came out of nowhere here, it's being directed by Tim Burton, who, I mean, he makes great movies. Yeah, so, we'll see what he does with Dumbo.
My favorite animated classic could very well be Dumbo. And I very much hope he does not screw this up. Again, I don't know why they're choosing all of the animal things, just because they have really good CG animal effects and stuff. Like, sure, Jungle Book looked amazing, and Lion King, which is, it's not gonna have anything real. It's gonna be, I'd say, the first photorealistic, feature-length animated film, which 2 years ago, said was going to happen one day.
Yeah. Now, while we're on the subject of live-action adaptations of classic Disney films, they announced the casting for the 3 main characters in Disney's Aladdin. This is a highly anticipated live-action feature, and so playing our leading man, Aladdin, is a newcomer, Mina Massoud. Playing Jasmine is Naomi Scott, and then the genie is going to be played by Will Smith. I don't know how I feel about that last one.
I'm very interested as to what they're going to do with the script, because, of course, Robin Williams improvised
basically everything.
As he does for, all of his films.
I was actually kind of hoping that they would hire one of the actors who played the genie on Broadway, in the Broadway musical, because those guys are fantastic. If you've ever seen any videos of the guy who originated the role on Broadway, he's so funny. His name is escaping me right now. Not sure that Will Smith is charming enough to pull it off, because, Robin Williams was just so lovable in the role, as well as hilarious. So, I don't know. It's a delicate balance. We'll have to wait and see. Then, to close off their live-action adaptions segment, they showed some footage from The Lion King. They showed the Circle of Life scene. It's the Circle of Life! And everyone lost their minds.
And again, none of us are allowed to see it, unless you bought a ticket.
I'm so excited for this film, though, because if any of you have seen The Jungle Book, the live-action Jungle Book, it was directed by Jon Favreau, who's an amazing director, and he's directing the new live-action Lion King. I totally approved of what he did with The Jungle Book, so I'm ridiculously excited for this new The Lion King, especially since James Earl Jones is coming back to play Mufasa again. It's just...
Which makes me
so cool.
only wish that they had gotten other voice talent from the original films.
Yeah.
I'm hoping, Ming-Na Wen will have a cameo in
Mulan. I think she wants to.
Since she's not actually playing Mulan.
My one problem that I had with the live-action Jungle Book was that the musical numbers weren't all there. There were only 2. And only one of them was actually a full-blown musical number, which felt oddly out of place. I think if it had had more of the music throughout the whole film, it would have felt like it made more sense. But knowing that the Circle of Life is in there definitely makes me a lot like that, like just that much more excited for this live-action Lion King. Aminals. Then came one of the most exciting portions of the panel, and this was the Star Wars The Last Jedi segment. By far, our most anticipated movie coming out this year. It's just like mind-blowingly exciting, especially since we loved The Force Awakens so much. I can't wait for the rest of the trilogy to play out, and they showed a fantastic behind-the-scenes reel, which we'll put a link to in the description box below. The thing that stood out to me most about this reel is the creatures. There were quite a few different shots that showed some awesome-looking practical effects, including creature effects.
There are very many practical effects in this in this reel. I don't know if they just chose like
even just in this new trilogy. J.J. Abrams was very adamant about bringing those back,
which I'm very happy about. Yeah, I don't know if they just chose like the 5 effects that are practical, but it seemed like there might be a lot more where that came from, and I very much appreciated that. Because watching the trailer, I was like, oh, those are some good effects. And then we saw this reel with, like, them actually throwing some red soil at the camera.
Yeah.
Things that would very, very easily be replaced for digital effects in modern-day filmmaking.
There were some moments in the reel where, like, you can hear Daisy Ridley and John Boyega talking about what Rian Johnson, the director and writer of this film, has done. And it really makes you wonder what on earth is going on, because they both said that there are lots and lots of surprises. There are moments that will make Star Wars fans second guess what they're watching.
Which could be very good or very, 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 very bad.
It could be really great, though, for those people who are desperate to see more original ideas in the Star Wars universe. The biggest complaint that I've heard about The Force Awakens is that people said that it was way too close in structure to A New Hope. Or Star Wars, whatever you want to call it. I didn't have a problem with that because, you know, it was nostalgia, and that was great. I loved that. Then the grand finale of the live-action panel was a morsel of Marvel. I have a feeling that they're keeping all the big Avengers Infinity War announcements for San Diego Comic-Con, which is happening this coming weekend. So we didn't expect there to be too much, but there was a clip shown from Infinity War. They showed footage, and again, we can't see it. They brought a large portion of the cast out on stage, and mind you, this movie has a humongous cast.
It's probably like 5% of the cast.
So they filled the whole stage, and it wasn't all of them. We've heard that pretty much every single character that has been introduced in the Marvel Cinematic Universe thus far will be in this movie. That came straight out of the mouth of Kevin Feige. Whether that means television show characters as well, we don't know. They could make a surprise secret appearance, but the film just finished filming. Some of the cast actually couldn't make it because they were still on location.
I'm so hoping that some television show aspects cross over. It has been stated that that's going to happen.
It will happen eventually, we just don't know
sooner
when.
rather than later is better. Better is bigger?
My prediction is that we will get a trailer for Infinity War at Comic-Con, as well as a trailer for Star Wars The Last Jedi. Disney is clever about how they distribute their stuff, especially since they've bought up, like, almost over half of the movie industry itself. So, since both of those franchises will have presences at San Diego Comic-Con as well as D23, I'm not sure that we're done with the big Marvel and Star Wars news just yet. There's just one more panel that we're going to talk about. But you're going to have to hang on tight because it's not in this video, sorry. But we'll get to that in the very next video. We're going to be talking about the Walt Disney Parks and Resorts panel. So, make sure you tune in and watch that video.
That was my favorite panel. Disney is life, and I need to
really exciting.
Live in Disney World.
But the link to our discussion about the animation panel is in the description box below. Be sure to check that out. Until the next time we see you, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and don't forget to tell your enemies that we are awesome. This hat is too tight, but
This
whatever.
hat is too tight.